All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Calls, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook. I'm Rich Walsh, along with Mark Kaboly here. Sorry, it's that Bucko fever that's going around. Anyways, this is your first time on the news set. What do you think? Pretty nice, right?
Why don't you
Want to pour you a beer?
Pour me one of those suckers here. That's for after the show, I guess, right?
All right, let's go out to Joe in Penn Hills. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Richie, how you guys doing?
Good, thanks for calling.
Yeah, first of all, I do not have buck fever.
Okay.
Not the way baseball's set up. I'm 76, Richie. Seen a lot of good baseball. After free agency come in, it has really did a number on the small market teams, and we know that all the owners in baseball make money, so there's not going to be a salary cap. We know what kind of owner the Pirates have. So the only thing I think we can do, since the city of Pittsburgh really doesn't get much, they get $200,000 a year for the stadium, which is a joke. The only thing we can do, and I know we won't win, but the small market teams, they have to, the cities, like Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Detroit, they have to sue nutting and baseball. Now, we won't win, but we can stir up things.
Yeah, Joe, I appreciate the call. I don't think that's going to happen. Hey, here's a crazy idea. If they ever realign baseball, why don't they put the large markets in one league and the small markets in the other?
I mean, that's very similar to what high school teams did with private and Catholic schools, right? I don't think that's
I mean, that would solve some problems. Look, baseball's broken. It's not the Pirates that are broken. The Pirates want to make money, right? And that's what they're doing. They're trying to make money. It's the wrong ownership, I still think, just because he wants to make money more than he wants the team to win. That's just what I'm getting from a $47 million payroll, or 52 is embarrassing.
You're talking about $47, $50 million payroll. I mean, let's at least be competitive a little bit here. I understand what they're trying to do here and set it up for the future here, but we're talking about the small market of the small markets here.
Yeah.
I mean, at least put an effort forward here, and I think that's what Pirate fans would love. Just go out and get a player or two. Make it look like it. When you're saying $50 million, there are some players who are almost making that type of money. It's hard to swallow for a lot of fans. And you know what's going to be interesting to me, Rich? What opening day is going to look like. Is that place going to be sold out?
It's opening day usually, I think.
I remember opening day like 1993, and it was right after all those guys left. And I think it was the Expos. There was a bad play, and people littered the field with the giveaways and chicken and hot dogs. It was a sight to see. I wonder if something that would ever happen again like that, because they're so upset of what happened.
Well, they're almost $100 million below league average. Like I said, baseball is broken, and I think one thing that could fix this, and I hope that they really think about baseball after this next CBA in 2 years, that maybe you have the opposite of a luxury tax. If you don't want a salary cap or a salary floor, maybe you have the opposite of a luxury tax. If you go below the $100 million threshold, you are fined, or you're taxed the opposite way.
Yeah, that's sort of how the NFL does it. NFL does it. You have to spend within a certain amount of money over a 3-year span. So even though there was a cap where you can spend what you want, not all teams go to the level the Steelers go to and push against it. A lot of teams like the Bengals, Browns, they're getting $80-90 million bucks, but over a 3-year span, they have to hit a number, and that wouldn't be bad for Major League Baseball to look into.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's go to our Tri-State Office Furniture tweet of the night. Dennis O just tweeted us, and he said, "Are there any local guys going into this year's NFL draft?" You have
There's not many. Was there one guy from Pitt?
He's the only guy at the combine, Dane Jackson.
You know what? I cannot remember his name. The rush linebacker from Penn State could be a first-round guy if you consider him local. But other than that, it's pretty light in the local colleges of people actually having a shot. That's very unusual, too. Usually it's pretty littered with guys of either local guys or guys that played at local colleges.
How about any Whippeal guys?
I don't know.
Are there going to be any Whippeal guys at the combine? I haven't even really looked, to be honest with you.
It's so tough because the Steelers only have, they have 6 picks right now. They have 6 picks. They won't pick until 50. So it's hard to look into what they're going to get into because of, not in years past, we were pretty much into it. Now it's like, well, whoever's there is who's ever there. So it's going to be an interesting draft that way. But I don't think there is many local guys of any interest that are going to jump off the page at you.
All right, before we get to Harold from Somerset, hold on a second. I want to ask you, you think you have a better feeling of where the Steelers will gravitate towards for that second round pick, the first pick overall? I mean, it has to be offense, right?
You would think. You would think it was offense, but I don't think you can tell because you're going to 50 right now. Before, I mean, Kevin Colbert would always say, you know, we got 25, 29, 30, wherever they're drafted in the first round. We have those guys that we're comfortable with taking one, regardless of who it is. You can't do that at 50. You have to let the draft unfold and see what's there. So I think there's could be a instance where the best player available will actually happen this year because – you know, you can't go in and say, I want an outside linebacker, inside linebacker, because you're choosing at 50. You don't know. So they're going to have to let that come to them. And if it is, I agree with you. I think it should be offense. If it's, I wouldn't be shocked if it was wide receiver. But, you know, I'm not quite sure about running back. I mean, even a tight end type of situation, even offensive lineman where you can develop him. So basically anything can happen here, you know, in that first round. Second round.
I mean, if they cut ties with Vance McDonald, I guess tight end. Running back, I still think that you need a guy that you can count on, and you usually can get a really good running back where they're picking. Yeah, if one's there.
It all depends. I mean, I don't know. I think they're pretty much set on. I think I wouldn't mind having James Conner there. I know you can't trust him because he's been injured, and it's nothing really that's reoccurring with him, but it just happens. So you'd be negligent of going into the season thinking he's going to make a 16-game season. So maybe that's where Benny Snell comes in. So I don't think they're going to force that. I mean, there's a bunch of guys that were still available, maybe a couple less because ETN went back and to college, and a couple other guys went back to college. So I don't know. Rush linebacker, Rich, it could be a little bit of anything. You look at the deep positions, and the deep positions are wide receiver and running back and even to the edge linebacker. So those are three positions they're probably looking at the second.
All right, before we go to break, Russ, speaking of Rush linebackers, Russ from Youngwood. Go ahead, Russ.
Hey, I called in last week and I got cut off because my battery died. If they really wanted to
charge that phone
with the helmet coverage. Are you still there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. If they wanted to, helmet to helmet in the NFL, targeting in college football, they really wanted to cut back on this. Why not make these guys play shorthanded? Take a page from hockey. Make them play shorthanded. They get lit up for a couple of quick scores. I think the higher-ups would say, hey, can't do this.
You know what? I've never heard of that. That's not a bad idea. I mean, he's talking like a penalty. Put a guy in the box for a couple minutes. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that would ever pass, but what do you think?
Penalty box. 2 for roughing the passer.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's interesting.
All right. Jeremy Hillman wants to know, do you think the Steelers will sign or draft a tight end?
Well, it depends what they do with McDonald. I mean,
but they're going to draft one at one point, don't you think?
But they drafted one last year at one point, too, and what good did they get them with Zach Gentry in the 5th? They're going to have to wait a year or two right now. I would say if there's one position, if they do get rid of Vance McDonald to get under the cap, which they might have to be forced to do because, like I was talking about before, they're not going to have any money. They're not going to be able to restructure guys because of the CBA. Maybe they can go out and get a veteran to be able to fill in here right now. But, you know, tight ends aren't very deep in this draft, Rich, so you're not going to get somebody in the second round that's going to contribute right away.
Well, we got to take a break, but I want to get more into this CBA, and I want to know if the new CBA, if it does get done, how it helps the Steelers in terms of salary. You talked a little bit about this early on in the show, but we're back in a couple minutes on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Portions of this program sponsored by FanDuel Sportsbook.